Welcome to a brief panel discussion held on the Chartered Financial Analyst CFA USA qualification conducted on behalf of Kensley Graduate School. So right here with me today, I've got two very special panelists who are also two key resource persons and lecturers for the CFA program held at Kensley Graduate School. So let me first introduce to you Mr. Sanjeewa Fernando, a CFA charter holder and a key industry personnel with multiple years of experience backing him, and also a well-known and a renowned CFA lecturer who is highly ranked in the Sri Lankan education industry. And further on, I have with me today Mr. Dhanuka Liyanagamage, who is also a key resource person for the CFA program and is also a well-known industry specialist and also a lecturer with multiple years of experience. So to start off, let's first discuss what really is the value of this CFA qualification. Let's start off by discussing what exactly is this CFA program and what is the value to an individual if they have this CFA qualification to back them. Mr. Fernando?
Actually, it's a very unique qualification. Not only the knowledge, through this qualification you get very important attributes of applying the knowledge into practicalities and seen through certain incidents in the corporate world, investment field, risk management field, up to the nitty-gritties and attention to details in every professional action that you take. Basically, you take these attributes by preparing and reading and getting through this qualification. And the level of knowledge to be really that you grab through this program is unchallenged, I would say. And that unchallenged attributes, competencies, you demonstrate automatically with any profession you are engaged, and you are marked as a unique individual when it comes to your professional career. This is my experience also, and I'm sure that all the CFA students and CFA qualified professionals might have definitely they would have experienced the same thing that I share today.
As a person who came from non-finance industry, I did my basic degree in engineering, and of course this CFA qualification helped me to navigate through this strenuous finance field. So while I was doing CFA, I learned many things in financial industry and in the investment field in particular. I believe that everyone who follows this program will experience the same. Apart from that, it's not just another professional qualification. It's a global qualification. We usually say it's a global passport. Wherever you are in the world, you will be highly recognized. You will get the same recognition. Unlike any other generic professional qualification.
I would like to add something very special I can see in the field. When it comes to CFA, always we talk about investment field, fund management, but in the finance field, recently I would say after 1997 and more focus after 2006, a special segment of finance drew attention of the professionals, which is risk management. I would say it is basically the other side of the coin if you combine investment and then risk management. The difference is when you do investment, yes, you consider risk management, but crystallization will happen later on because you will see the return will crystallize today. So automatically the human behavior is that automatically, that is can be psychology. Basically, you try to postpone your focus on risk management. But in the recent history, we see in the finance field, risk management received very much prominence, because based on few financial crises and economic crisis which hit the whole world economies and the fields, and in addition to that certain individual isolated cases also. Actually, I changed my profession from investment to risk management in 2006. So I'm happy to say I'm one of pioneering risk management professional in the local banking sector. So actually it was CFA qualification which gave me the leverage for me to be a pioneering risk management professional in the local banking sector. That period is where Basel II code was issued for the overall banking sector. When credit risk management, operational risk management received the prominence, and there is a special now stream for any CFA qualified professional to really go through. It is the risk management field where they can add a lot of value, and the CFA qualification will be a key strength and the key qualification for them to really grab these opportunities and contribute in the profession of risk management also.
Thank you, Mr. Sanjeewa, and thank you, Mr. Dhanuka. That was very informative and inspirational. Drawing your attention to a little bit of a different sphere, we've heard a lot of people say that CFA is a difficult to complete qualification. It is a very hard to pursue course. So would you be able to share a few insights as to how we make this qualification different at Kensley Graduate School, or if you join the CFA program at Kensley Graduate School, what's the value that you will gain?
If it were a difficult qualification, I would not have been here now, because I did engineering in my basic degree, as I explained earlier also. When I started doing CFA, I didn't even know what equity is. So, but the program is structured so well that anyone coming from any field, even there are my friends who has done even dental science as their basic degree, who have now completed their CFA. So this program is well structured so that anyone coming from any field, that they can progress to this qualification.
My takeout is actually, if somebody says this is a difficult program, it's an illusion. But I would say you need to, you are acquiring a leading competency in the world, globally recognized, and there is no shortcuts for that one. So if people may try shortcuts, then they may say it is difficult, but that is not the case. That should not be the case. And you need to master the scope, because I mentioned, so as a CFA qualified person, you are unique. So for you to be unique among all other people, you must have required level of competencies, and then you master the scope, and you need to read a lot, and then you need to grab theories and practicalities. So then thereafter you need to structure the way that you answer the exam also, and then you need to manage the exam on real-time basis. So then when you get a right combination of all these requirements, so then you will pass the exam really, and then thereafter you will become a unique competency in the industry. So in the Kensley Graduate School, we have experience in CFA lecturing, and we have studied really students, how they try to take the exam, how they study, and how basically we support them, how we should support them really. So then after testing after certain number of years with our experience and evidence, and we decided that we should facilitate these young professionals to acquire this qualification. So then how we are going to facilitate them? Definitely they need to read, and then we need to encourage and facilitate them to read, and then facilitate them to grab the content there in the program. And we must understand that with this qualification, this young professional's career life will definitely change, and it will change their whole life also. So then we are taking a responsibility. So if we take a responsibility of a young professional, we need to do that right, and we must have a commitment to do that. So then first of all I would say, okay, we really arrange this preparatory program with Kensley Graduate School in this, with lengthy discussions of them, and assuring the full commitment from our side and from the institution side for these young professionals. So we assure 100% commitment from our side. So then thereafter, the quality of the teaching, and it's a combination of science and art, and all CFA qualified professionals are equally competent. But when it comes to teaching, so there are differences. So there are unique methods of teaching in the way that these young professionals can grab even the very difficult things. So we have really gathered as a panel of lecturers who have been highly ranked, and who are with high level of experience in lecturing and effective teaching methods for CFA program itself, and in addition to that in programs of national universities and in other professional institutions. So I would say we have 100% commitment from side of the panel and from the side of the institute, and then we are a panel with proven track record for effective teaching. So I am sure that we will be able to facilitate these young professionals to acquire this unique skill and make a paradigm shift in their career life.
One important thing is CFA is cheap also compared to other professional programs. It's pretty much cheaper, and even after you get your qualification, even the subscription and the annual subscription that you pay still cheaper than many other professional qualifications, but the recognition, it's much better than those comparative programs. And one more thing about the CFA, the exam per se, it's mostly multiple choice kind of questions, especially level 1 and level 2 100% multiple choice, and level 3 50% multiple choice and 50% structured essay type questions. In multiple choice question, the benefit the students can gain is you don't need to memorize or cram, because answers are given. So as long as you know the concept, since you can read the answers and select the correct one. So which really helped me who have come from non-financial background to get through the exams. Even the level 3, which has 50% essay, again they only check whether you know the concept. They never check whether you have everything in that you need to memorize. So which is another benefit the student can get from CFA program and can easily get through.
In addition to Dhanuka mentioned about the program what we have planned here at Kensley Graduate School, we will make a periodical evaluation of the lecturer panel also, and we will get the feedback from the students, and at the same time student can reach course coordinator, administration coordinator or any lecturer and share individually also their comments. And if there is any difficult area for the student, we are committed to basically do extra facilitation for that particular student, and we really pay attention on each and every student during the classroom sessions also, and at any time we are reachable, and at the same time we do model papers each module after the completion of each module, in a way that the young student get the direction how he should read and how he should grab the knowledge and how he should really plan to take the exam. So therefore we give that guidance also, not merely we come here and deliver theory and theory sessions, and we don't stop from there, and we facilitate the student for the preparation for the exam also.
Thank you so much. I did see your true passion and your commitment to the program through everything that you said. I'm sure that any student who joins the program will definitely benefit from all your commitment and dedication. So, dragging our attention to a little bit of a different direction, since both of you are industry professionals, you've been in the industry for multiple years, if you can share some thought on the value of the CFA qualification to employers. That is, if an employer recruits an individual who has completed this CFA qualification, how can this employer benefit rather than recruiting a qualification, I beg your pardon, rather than recruiting an individual who has completed yet another qualification?
Actually, as I mentioned, CFA qualified professional is a unique professional, and he carries a lot of unique attributes which will contribute a lot to their profession and a lot to their employer. And as I mentioned, looking through any business or corporate or professional incident analysis in a different dimension. So basically a very strong attribute of coming from a CFA professional, because you study nitty-gritties in finance. In addition to that, he's a professional which can be deployed for any sort of a job in banking, in corporate finance, in operations even, because he can see through every process, every procedure in a different dimension. So that's a unique qualification. As an example, I mentioned that I changed my career from investment to risk management. As a risk officer, I had to read Basel II code, which is something about 300 pages and very complicated. Actually, but I had a passion of reading, that I got that from CFA qualification, because I mentioned I had to read. So then I had to grab the knowledge and I had to read. So it is an attribute that I acquired by preparing myself for CFA qualification. So then I could become a pioneering risk professional in the local banking sector. So that is a classic example of value addition that I can make to any employer. So that's the real life evidence that I can share with you all.
Perfect. Mr.
Yeah,
Dhanuka?
I think Sanjeewa missed one of the industries that CFA chart holders are recruited at present. That is the IT industry. So some people think, what the hell the CFA person can do in IT industry? But so something called fintech revolution, where almost all the organizations are changing into going into technical solutions. They are mostly basically in the financial industry. When you develop new programs, develop new applications, you need the help from the people who knows the concepts. So there is a trend that the CFA charter holders are being recruited to that industry as well. And in talking about my personal experience, wherever I was recruited, I have been working at several leading government and both private institutions. CFA was the qualification that I was got recruited. Of course, my engineering background helped, but mostly it's CFA. So I think wherever it is, the CFA charter holders are highly recognized. There is no question about it, and they are well employed. If you have the qualification, you immediately become an employable professional.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and I do hope that the session that was conducted by these two wonderful charter holders is very informative, and it will be convincing for you to join the next intake for CFA at Kensley Graduate School. Thank you. Thank you, sirs.